Greetings, the Hijabi gamer here, and it has just come to my attention that apparently the police officer who made that most excellent TikTok video making fun of Lebron James, well, apparently that was too much and he has been suspended. His name is Nate Silvester, and yeah, a friend of his has actually created a GoFundMe to help him financially. However, yeah, making fun of LeBron James, even when it's well-deserved, like now, is a big no-no. Yeah. Now, I should mention that I'm a recent subscriber to Sports Wars, the sports side of Geeks and Gamers. Mostly because I'm not really a big sports person. I would rather play video games. In fact, I'd rather play even sports video games over watching sports. And sports games are really low down on my list. I'm more of a, as I've said before, shooter person. However, I wanted to support Geeks and Gamers and curiosity finally. You know, just wanting to know a little bit more about it. So, when all of this started, I knew next to nothing about LeBron James, other than the fact that he played basketball. That's about it. So I'm listening to them talking about him, and it's like, wow, what did this guy do for people to dislike him this much? I was a total blank slate, open to, maybe they were exaggerating. No, they're not. They were definitely, LeBron James is I'm definitely not a fan of his, and I'm very disappointed in what's been going on. Now, listening to all of this, it's really frustrating. And there's something that's really been on my mind for a while now, and that is the whole idea of, what are these people trying to do? All these people, these SJWs with their causes, screaming and shouting on Twitter, yelling, insulting people. What are they ultimately trying to do? Are they trying to gain allies? Because this isn't how you do it. They're going to lose support eventually. People are already getting really fed up with it. So back after 9/11, I was working at a public library, and I was working like this. So obviously Muslim, out in the public, dealing with a lot of people on a daily basis. And I was told, by family that, when I'm out there, I'm representing Muslims. That, now that we're really in the public eye, well, people are looking at me to see, are Muslims like what they see on TV? If I was a nasty, rude, angry, hateful person, well, they would take back a very negative perception of Muslims. Whereas, on the other hand, if I was just nice, just a normal human being, treated people with respect, then they would have positive interactions and hopefully be more open to the realization that, yeah, we're just normal people. Those handful of people you see on TV are a small minority. Being mean would not gain me any allies or friends. Whereas being nice, on the other hand, would do the opposite. Apparently, this is a lesson that's too complicated for these woke SJW types. I mean, they don't seem to understand, for example, that if you try to take away from people something they care about, they're not going to rally behind you. For example, Hogwarts Legacy, a Harry Potter video game that a lot of people are really looking forward to. And apparently that some small minority are trying to get cancelled because trans rights and J.K. Rowling. Well, pause and think about it. This game hasn't been cancelled yet, but if you do get it cancelled, do you really think all the people who are looking forward to it are going to suddenly go, oh wow, I can't believe I wanted that. Wow, you're right. Now I'm going to stand behind you and rally behind your banner. Or are they going to be like, damn it, this has nothing to do with trans rights. I was looking forward to this game. Why should I care now? They're not going to turn into enemies, or hopefully they won't, but they're not going to really care either. Or another example is Gina Carano, who again, trans rights, who's also been called some even worse things by, apparently, former congresspeople. But, you really think after you spent so much time bullying her and cheering on her getting fired, that all the fans of The Mandalorian and of Gina Carano are going to suddenly be your best friends and want to be on your side. Or they're going to be more like, screw you, cancel Disney Plus. Why the hell did you treat her unfairly? This is wrong. And apparently that's actually a more popular opinion now. That when people actually see what Gina Carano posted, they go, wait a minute, well, what? Even Forbes wrote an article arguing, against Disney, saying what they did was wrong. So, again, not exactly how to get people on your side. Yeah. Anyway, in addition, people just don't like to be unjustly accused. So, they don't like to be called what everyone on YouTube calls ists and phobes when they know they're not. So, they don't like to be attacked. Best example is that poor kid who posted a picture on Twitter from Animal Crossing with the hairstyle, the space buns, and they called her an ist. Or being told, oh, you don't like Ghostbusters 2016? You must hate women. Or, you didn't buy The Last of Us Part 2? Wow, you're a phobe. Or, in my case, right now, I've just started playing the original Borderlands. I've never played the original one. I always played the second one. I'm playing as Roland. Because I like his gameplay mechanic. I like his turret idea. I liked the other character with the turrets in Borderlands 2. And I recognized the character from Borderlands 2, and he was one of my favorites. Am I going to be called an ist because I'm playing a black man and I'm not a black man? I mean, do you really think people are suddenly going to go, oh my god, you're right. I didn't like Ghostbusters 2016. I didn't realize internally I actually hated women. Or are they going to be like, yeah, go to hell? Again, not really helping your cause when you're actually alienating and angering people. People really don't like to be treated unjustly and accused of things, especially when it results in them, say, losing their job, getting banned off Twitter, getting their YouTube channels wiped, those sorts of things. Not exactly best thing to do. In addition, the story of the boy who cried wolf, who constantly cried wolf and lied about it, and the people would come and find nothing, so that when an actual wolf came, no one came to help him. Well, apparently the same thing seems to be happening right now, where literally everything is discrimination. You cannot pass a day without something utterly ridiculous being called discrimination. Dear God, I would love to pass a single day without hearing another accusation being tossed about. Well, all of this is going to lead to people not actually seeing real cases of discrimination. Because you're focused on these petty, silly things that in truth really aren't. I mean, the one that stands out to me is The Witcher 3 and how people were complaining that there aren't enough people of color or minorities or whatever in the game. Well, did you actually look where the game takes place? The time period and the country? Because that might explain things. Or the fact that now you have diversity quotas for movies to be eligible for the Oscars. Well, yeah. Guess that means, certain movies can never be made, just saying. So, yeah, it's eventually all of this tossing of discrimination left and right, frivolously, is going to bury any actual instances of discrimination. No one's going to focus on it. No one, eventually, is even going to care because they're going to get so sick of hearing about it. I will admit it. I am sick of hearing about it. So, again, not exactly benefiting your cause. In addition, another thing that came to me was the whole idea of, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Well, squeaky wheel doesn't get the oil because someone likes the squeaky wheel or cares about it or, wants to fix it because, oh, the poor squeaky wheel. No, squeaky wheel gets the oil because people want it to shut up. Now, can you imagine if every day I were to come on YouTube and make a video about how I am surrounded by people who hate Muslims? Oh my God, my boss today, he didn't compliment my hijab. How could he? He's such a Muslim hater. Oh my God, I was biking to work and someone didn't stop to let me cross the street. What an Islamophobe. it's Ramadan and they celebrated somebody's birthday and they were eating and I was fasting. Such Muslim haters. Eventually, everyone who's subscribed to my channel is going to unsubscribe because they're going to be like, dear God, cat, shut up, stop complaining. People are going to get so sick and tired of hearing about me complaining over petty little things that, yeah, they're just going to get fed up. Which, again, is happening. People are tired of it. They are tired of the constant complaining. Not helping your cause. And you know, one other thing that I have learned is that you need to develop a thicker skin. Look at people's intentions. There are times where, you know what? If I was one of these whiny babies on Twitter, yeah, I could have complained. I could have said something inappropriate joke or a stupid joke or, you know, just... I remember I was playing Destiny once and this kid was constantly shouting Allahu Akbar. And he wasn't Muslim, he was just doing it to be silly. And I could have been like, well, you know what? I'm a Muslim and I find that highly offensive. I didn't care. It's like, fine, you want to joke around? Whatever. It's not hurting me in any way, and I'm more focused on the raid. Sometimes you need to know what the intention is. People say dumb stuff either because they're ignorant or they don't realize or they're joking around. And you know what? You need to develop a slightly thicker skin because sometimes complaining isn't worth it. You know, sometimes just, you know, anyway, it just, sometimes people go a little too far. I've learned that being overly sensitive does not do you any good in the long run. If something is really, really offensive, that's different. But in general, most people aren't saying things because they're mean or, you know, awful people. They're joking around. So people also just need to stop being just a little too sensitive. Anyway, I mean, just again, really not helping your cause because then people won't want to hang around with you. If every single thing, if, you know, we go, you know, they order pizza at my work and they get a pie with pepperoni and they get a pie without anything on it. It could be like, well, how could you get one with pepperoni in front of me? No, people will be like, we got you cheese. Why are you complaining? Get over it. So just, you know, it's not exactly, again, helping their cause. And it's getting very frustrating and tedious. I would say that, in fact, LeBron James is doing far more harm than good. And that, you know what? Maybe he really should get suspended or banned from Twitter. Because really not helping people. I will admit, personally, you know, if I hear the words diversity and inclusion when a video game is announced, you immediately turn off any interest I might have in it. Even if there's a Muslim on the cover of the game, yeah, I'm not interested. I might wait to see what the reviews say about it, but I'm so tired of the virtue signaling. And hey, look, we have so-and-so in our game. No, I want a good video game. You can have it diverse, but it should primarily be about the game. I mean, the best example, oddly, is one people don't really talk about as being very diverse. And that is my favorite game of all, Destiny 2. Have you ever just walked around the tower and looked at the NPCs? Or characters like Commander Zavala, Ikora Ray, Asher Mir, the Drifter, Soraya Hawthorne, Anna Bray, Devram K, just to list a few. Yeah, Osiris, Lord Saladin. Very diverse cast of characters. Fluidly done. Fits in perfectly. No one has complained about the cast of characters. Now, the transmog system, I was actually going to make originally a video about that. That's different. But no one has ever said, oh my god, I am so offended by Asher Mir. Asher Mir is actually one of my favorite characters. The Drifter's the other. Cade 6 is also at the top. And boy, do we miss him. So this is something that's been on my mind because every other day you hear about someone, you know, getting canceled or threatened or insulted in the name of one cause or another. And it's like, wait a minute, you do realize my interest in your cause is dying. And I'm pretty sure it's the same for a lot of other people. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. What do you think? let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and you know what? I need to learn how to do green screen, because it would be awesome to have the tower sometimes behind me, to experiment with video editing. Gotta learn how to start doing that. Anyway, hope to see you in the tower.